This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the road to Milford Sound reopens, much to the relief of tourism operators. Otago's students are back and orientation's tent city is the place to be. And Dunedin's hills were alive with the sound of music, with pipers and drummers competing in the city. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Daryl Baser. The first essential services convoy to Milford Sound was cause for celebration as it passed through the flood-damaged highway on Saturday, bringing relief to many people working in the Sound as well as tourism operators. There was cause for celebration on Saturday as the first convoys arrived in Milford Sound, which had been isolated by land for more than a week. The convoy of about 15 vehicles carrying essential services and supplies made its way over State Highway 94, which was severely damaged when a metre of rain fell in less than 3 days.
To be fair, we're used to isolation, so it is what it is and you just got to roll with the punches on it. But yeah, having the road open, just seeing a bit of normality restored back to Milford, just slowly ticking over, is really nice.
The lack of road access to the World Heritage Site is impacting local businesses as tourists and supplies are limited by the restrictions of air travel. Discover Milford Cafe and Information Centre Manager Tandra Lawrence says the lack of visitors via road has greatly reduced customer numbers.
At the moment, because it's all just pretty much all over the place.
She says the cafe is acting as a hub for the community. Real Journeys area manager Jason Steele says they've seen a massive downturn since the road was blocked. Steele says the local authorities have been excellent, particularly during the severe weather event.
The support we got from the Southland Civil Defence and the welfare and the volunteers in Te Anau and set up the welfare centres. I was in the background from an operational point of view, but those guys, amazing.
He says road access is vital to Milford Sound, as there were only 2 fly days in the past week, greatly reducing the number of paying passengers who would usually arrive on scores of buses.
Oh, the road's pivotal for Milford Sound. You can't have the numbers coming in that we have by aeroplanes, and of course the aeroplanes are very limited, very weather dependent.
While there is now access for 4-wheel drive vehicles, the NZTA says it could take up to a year for the road to be fully repaired. Steele says it'll be great when the road reopens to the public. In Milford Sound, The South Today. A Dunedin dairy owner used an anti-theft smoke system to stop an attempted robbery this afternoon. Police were called to the 10 o'clock dairy on Prince Albert Road, St Kilda, just before 1 p.m. 2 fire crews were sent a minute earlier after reports of a fire at the dairy. Upon arrival, it was revealed the smoke was caused by an anti-theft fog cannon. When activated, the device releases a canister of thick smoke, obstructing the sight of anyone inside. Fire crews checked to make sure the building was safe and then handed the incident to police, who are making inquiries. Thousands of university and polytechnic students have made their annual pilgrimage back to Dunedin for the start of the tertiary year. And making life easier for them, the Otago University Students Association has built a temporary hub right in the heart of North Dunedin. A city within a city and a home away from home for many first-year students. Tent City, as it's affectionately known, is one of the first information hubs during orientation for Dunedin's incoming and returning students.
I guess just making the most of the week, getting involved as much as possible. It's a really good way to meet people, and when you're 10, 15, 20 years out of uni, you definitely look back at your uni years fondly, so get involved as much as possible.
OUSA Events Coordinator Jason Schroeder says the site, located on the Otago Museum Reserve, is a great way for the city's 20,000 students to meet each other and learn about groups and societies which they might be interested in. Schroeder says the student organisation communicates with both the police and City Council, making sure all events are run as professionally as possible.
feedback we received is really positive, and ticket sales are really good. Yeah, we work with like the local bodies, police, DCC, and the support we get from the city is really positive, and yeah, it's going really well so far.
By the 1960s, orientation had grown to the occasional concert and some early year dances. Schroeder says this year's orientation lineup reflects what 16 to 19-year-olds are listening to. There's been a student radio on campus since the mid-1970s, and the current music director, 22-year-old Hennessy Griffiths, is welcoming people to join the team.
91 FM, volunteer. It has been the best experience of my life, and I'm so grateful for the staff and the team for everything, and I can't recommend it enough for everyone just to get involved.
Otago's reputation is now global, and it's attracting many international students who say they're enjoying Dunedin so far.
It's been good. It's nice to see different parts of Dunedin coming together, and the free vouchers are always good as well.
I decided to do a study abroad program with my school in Boston, and I just really wanted to study the environment and communications and computing.
My school, there's been a few people who have come here. I've heard great things about it, and I'm really excited to be here.
I've had friends who have come in the past, and they just said they had an amazing experience.
Evening orientation events begin with the traditional toga party on Wednesday, where students adorn themselves in a classical Greek-styled white sheet. Orientation runs until Saturday. In Dunedin, the South Today. About 350 children, aged between 2 and 6, took part in a mini triathlon at Dunedin's Logan Park yesterday. The annual Stride, Ride and Slide event involves a run, cycle and water slide to the finish. The slide was run by Fire and Emergency New Zealand and proved a hit with the youngsters. Organisers say because there's not many events for children of this age, the triathlon is a way to include them in the community. A similar event is set to take place in Oamaru on March the 7th. Hundreds of pipers and drummers, as well as lovers of all things Scottish, converged on Dunedin at the weekend. They were in the city for the Royal New Zealand Pipe Band Association's annual Octagonal Day on Saturday and the Otago and Southland competitions on Sunday.
Hundreds of pipers fill the Edinburgh of the South with the sounds of the North during the Otago Southland Provincial Competition in Dunedin yesterday. Among those taking part was Canterbury Caledonian piper Len Innocent, a 50-year veteran of the bagpipes.
We're like a big family, and it's like catching up with friends, and you hear what the other people are doing and how well they're going, and it's a good hobby, it's a good weekend.
13 bands took part in the event, which includes a street march, set performance and medley performance under the close scrutiny of several judges.
And they're judged by 2 piping judges, a drumming judge and an ensemble judge. Ensemble, that is what the total sound is, and then it's competitive, so points are added up and we rank them.
Numbers were up from previous years, with about 400 competitors taking part, thanks to the return of several pipe bands from many years of not competing. Amongst the bands was the John McGlashan College Pipe Band, with most of its members being under 12 years old.
For the age of the kids, they're doing an amazing job here. You've got bands here full of much older people, and for a juvenile band like this to come out and perform, it's great fun.
The next piping event is set to be held in Canterbury before the Nationals in Invercargill in March. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a Southland family is looking for a good home for their father's special collection, and we have a look at the sights and sound of the Thieves Alley markets. See you after the break.
Larnach Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions.
season, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر.
No mai no, welcome back. The two daughters of a Southland man who passed away late last year are trying to find a good home for their father's collection of beer bottles and related items. Les McNaught spent the better part of 20 years collecting beer bottles, openers, clocks, coolers and more. The bottles line the walls of his garage in rural Southland in neatly stacked coordinated rows. Labels stamped on each vessel show they've travelled from around the globe, including from Germany, Japan and England. His daughters are trying to find a new home for the collection and someone who'll enjoy its value as much as their father did. Saturday saw Dunedin's lower octagon packed with around 30,000 people sampling foods and crafts at the annual Thieves Alley Market. Now in its 35th year, the event drew stall holders from further afield than ever.
Tens of thousands of people enjoying Saturday's sunshine and a wide range of foods and crafts on offer at the annual Thieves Alley Market in Dunedin.
Anything you want it, I'm sure you can find it.
About 250 stalls were set up in the lower octagon, with some of the sellers having made the trip from across the strait.
We've got a lot of new stall holders this time. We've got 4 from the North Island.
In a bid to attract more stall holders, the Dunedin City Council shifted the market so it fell just after the Southern Field Days in Gore.
Because of the timing of this event, it links in with other regional events, AMP shows, the Waimumu, Field Days in Gore, concerts, Masters Games, anything else that brings people into this area, we want to be part of it.
Passengers from 2 visiting cruise ships also added to the crowd of shoppers. In Dunedin, the South today.
Filled with nervous excitement, about 70 graduates of the Ara Institute of Canterbury paraded down Timaru's Street, Main Street, last week. Watched on by proud family members, the graduation ceremony was held at the Southern Trust's Event Centre.
About 70 graduands parade down Timaru's Stafford Street before attending their graduation ceremony of the Ara Institute of Canterbury. Marching just behind the bagpipers is Liam Delaney, graduating with a diploma in business.
They asked me to be a student speaker, so sort of lead the parade today holding our banner and to speak on behalf of the student body at this evening's ceremony.
Although this is Delaney's first graduation, it's not his first experience of tertiary education. Growing up in Timaru, he tried university in Christchurch before deciding it wasn't for him. He then spent a few years working in Wellington before returning home. And he says his speech is designed to give his classmates impetus and encouragement for the future.
It'll be something positive, something hopeful, and something that reminds people that they've already put so much effort in, and that builds a sort of positive momentum. If they're ever doubting themselves, they should rely on that.
Delaney himself has already got plans for what to do following his graduation.
Hopefully, starting a brewery with my good friend. He's been working on his homebrew game, and he's sort of competing with the Wellington Brews at this point. And now having a business management qualification would be nice to bring that into the game as well.
The Institute's Christchurch campuses are set to hold 3 ceremonies, 2 in March and 1 in September. In Timaru, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a large gathering of motorcyclists go for a jaunt around the South, and we have a look at the weather. See you soon.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Larnac Castle is proud to showcase their new retail space. Simply purchase an annual garden pass for year-round access to the garden, cafe and gift shop, or apply for a host card giving you full access to the castle, ballroom, cafe, gift shop and garden when accompanied by a full paying guest. Check out the website for full terms and conditions.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thanks for staying with us. More than 1,000 motorcyclists took part in the annual Lawrence Lions Club Trail Ride over the weekend. The Family Weekend Out has over 90 kilometres of riding trails through 7 farms, with tracks catering for both young and old. Riders get to enjoy 2 days of exploring various trails which offer great views and lots of scenery. Slippery conditions meant a few riders came to grief early on Saturday morning, but the afternoon sun had dried the tracks by the afternoon. The event is one of the Lawrence Lions Club's major fundraisers, with all proceeds going to the community. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The road to Milford Sound reopens, much to the relief of tourism operators who say it's vital to have the road fully opened as soon as possible. Otago students are back, and Orientation's Tent City is the place to be as the Student Association run events are set to rock Dunedin. And Dunedin's hills were alive with the sound of music, with pipers and drummers competing in the Octagon over the weekend. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Day Times. Welcome, Mr. Craig Page.
Good evening, Daryl.
G'day.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting story from out to St Kilda way. The new anti-theft robbery system was activated at a dairy there during a robbery early this morning. It's a smoke cloaking system, and it was part of safety initiatives which were released nationally last year by the government. That was sort of following a spate of armed robberies around the country and some real concern that somebody was going to get killed in one of these. So this is when it's activated, a canister of thick smoke is released into the dairy, sort of obstructing everyone's views, and the theory being the offender will then take off without anything. So it seemed to have worked. Fire crews were initially called to the scene because they thought there was a fire, but later, once they found out what had happened, the police were there and sorted it out. So we're off talking to the dairy owners tonight, so we'll have their version of events in tomorrow's paper. As you mentioned, university orientation underway. We begin the first of our week-long dedicated orientation pages tomorrow. We're down at the Convocation this evening, where Mayor Aaron Hawkins welcomes the students to the city and sort of lays down a few ground rules for them as well. Whether they listen, that's another thing. So we'll have that in tomorrow's paper. Travel pages, we're off to Jordan, exploring the ancient city of Petra, so that's well worth a read. And on the sporting front, we've got a local swimming star, Erica Fairweather, who's just continuing to make a name for herself in the international swim scene. 16 years old. She set an age grade record on the 400 metres in Melbourne in an event there at the weekend, and it was 4.5 seconds quicker than any other female swimmer under 19 has swum before. So amazing effort, and it's also well under the Olympic qualifying time for that event as well. So she'll be naturally heading to Tokyo later in the year. So yeah, expecting big things from her because she is so young, and wishing her all the best.
That's phenomenal. Great news.
Thanks, Daryl.
Thanks. All that and more in tomorrow's ODT. Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the Southern View, a candy retailer offering togas ahead of this week's orientation toga party. Looking at the situation, unstable air remains over the region for a few days, prompting afternoon showers and thunderstorms to develop in most western and inland areas, but it should be drier with just some cloud in the east. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies, showers and 21 degrees. Heading across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect some clouds, showers and 22 degrees. Heading down to Canterbury, Kaikoura, Christchurch and Ashburton are all due for cloudy skies and 24 degrees. To the southern towns, the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect variable winds, showers and thunderstorms. The Catlins should reach 16, Balclutha 17, while Lumsden and Gore are both due for 18 degrees. Heading across to central Otago, all centres in this area are due for light winds and showers. Wanaka and Queenstown should make 21 degrees, Alexandra 20 and Te Anau 18 degrees for you, but you should also expect thunderstorms. Heading up to the northern towns, on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru are due to have light northerlies, some high cloud with a risk of showers, Tiamaru 24 and Wanneroo 19 degrees. Looking inland, Twizel and Omarama are due for light winds, afternoon thunderstorms, and 22 degrees. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with rain developing around dawn as southwesterly winds develop. Expect an overnight low of 14 degrees. Showers clear tomorrow morning, and it should be mostly dry for the rest of the day with cool southerly winds. A high of 15 degrees and a low of 13. It should be cloudy and changeable on Wednesday with moderate northeasterly winds. A high of 18 and a low of 14 degrees. Heading down to Invercargill, cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 13 degrees, mostly cloudy tomorrow with some scattered showers at times, mostly during the afternoons when a few thunderstorms are possible. It'll be humid with light variable winds, a high of 17 and low of 13 degrees. Similar conditions on Wednesday with rain at times and fresh easterly winds, a high of 18 and a low of 14. And that's all from the South Today team for this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening and week. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.